Hello everyone. Now we will solve the house robber problem. It's a very good problem for dynamic programming. So we are given a list of numbers which are houses, and that's the amount in each of the houses. So our task is to calculate the maximum amount that of money that can be robbed. Uh, but we need to make sure that none the adjacent houses are not robbed. So you can't rob one and two, right? Because that is going to alert the police. So two addresses were broken into the same night, all right, without alerting the police. Return maximum amount of money you can rob in one night. So to go about this, using dynamic programming, we need to understand how we are going to do this, right? So let's assume we have only one house. So if only one house is there, we are just going to return that house, right? So we have a dp array. Okay, in the dp array, let's say we have only one house, then you're just going to return that. What if we have two houses? If we have two houses, we have to, since we cannot both rob both the houses since they are adjacent to each other, we'll rob the one which is maximum between two houses, right? So if two houses, just the maximum of the two houses. What if there is three houses? If there are three houses, so it will be like dp of third house. And now we need to choose whether, since we need to make the maximum amount of the maximum amount of money, we have to see whether choosing the third house is going to give me more money, or the second house itself was the maximum out of the three, right? So assuming you have houses like 1 comma 15 comma 1, right? So just robbing the second house is going to give you the maximum amount of money, right? But robbing one and third is not going to give you two, right? So that's what we have to decide. So whether we have to take the one or not. So how do we do that? We just check. We just take the maximum of either not choosing the third house. So if you don't choose the third house, we just take the previous one, right? So that would be dp of 2. Or let's say this was uh, 16, right? And so we take the third house, dp of so taking the third house means nums of 3, right? Since this is the array, right? And plus, since now we cannot choose the second, the previous house, we have to go two steps back, right? So we have already calculated that, right? So that would be 1, two steps back, right? 3 minus 2. So this is I minus 1, nums of I, and nums of I minus 2, because we have taken this house, the current I, but so we cannot take the previous one, so we go one step behind, right? So if this would have been our dp array, this would be the value, right? That's the basic uh, way to solve this house robber problem. So let's code it out. I think you'll understand when we do the code as well. So let's do length of nums, so it's easier. Let me just comment these out. All right, so we create a dp array of let's say all the it's 0, since we are going to go times n. In that, since we know if the first house is going to be nums of 0, and then dp of 1 is going to be max of nums of 0, right? So the first two elements are done. So we'll iterate from the third house. Okay, let's do the condition where if n equal to 1, return nums of 0, and if n equal to 2, return max of nums of the return, simply return, right? Now we iterate, right? So for I in range of, we go from 2 to the length to n, right? Now we fill the dp array. So dp of I is going to be like we discussed over here. We take the maximum. First one would be that we do not take the ith value, with the assumption that oh, the previous maximum that we had was the maximum amount that can be robbed. So that would be dp of I minus 1. Or we choose the house. We choose the current house, nums of I, plus we do dp of I minus 2. We got two houses behind, right? That's the way we are going to decide. I think that's it. That's pretty much the code, and then we just return the minus, the last element of the dp array. I think this should work. So let's run this. Yeah, submitted. Yeah, so it is accepted. So that's how you solve the house robber problem using dynamic programming. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments if I can help. Thank you.